Okay, so I finished cleaning my dishes for soap. I'm currently trying to I'm currently putting my prepping stuff on the counter so I don't destroy my countertop. So I have 2 towels, one for when I'm actually mixing my lye solution or my oils, and then my second towel is for all of my tools. So like my stick blender, my spatulas, and then my spoons, just so I don't cross-contaminate anything. So, one towel down. I'm gonna push some stuff out of the way so it fully extends. Okay, and then got my scale, my wood frame, gloves, and then my scent. The scent that I'm going to be using today is coconut and sandalwood and amber. I was trying to focus more on the masculine side this collection because it was brought to my attention that I had more like female scents, and no, that's not. I know that's not a bad thing, but I want to be able to have everyone come in my shop and get whatever they want. Let me see, get the coconut, sandalwood, and amber. So I did get new scents recently too. I'll be making a video of me opening them. And then the milk that I'm going to be using today is coconut milk. Let's see, get my next scent down, or my next towel. You can see my past soap creations just splattered everywhere on here. That's okay though. It just makes memories. Okay. So that, my stick blender over here. I like being organized whenever making my soaps because then I don't panic or I don't worry when a tool isn't where it's supposed to be. And the process just goes a little bit easier. So these are still wet. Okay, so I think I'm going to just get a paper towel and wipe it down. Okay, so going to wipe these down because they are still a little wet from me washing them this morning. And I just want to make sure that I don't have any leftover like specks in there from my last soap making because that has happened before. That one's good. I'm going to turn that one upside down. Some outside soap. Oh, here. There we go. Okay. So that one, and then my utensils. But whenever I make a batch of soap, I always make sure that I wash and dry my utensils before using them. Just, even though I washed them the day before, I still just want to make sure that they're really, really clean. Okay. And then my stick blender. This one's always a tough one to clean because soap gets stuck like underneath the blades, and there's like a, I don't know if you can see, but like this part right here, this like, I don't know what you call that. The soap always gets stuck under there, and then that's when the leftover soap gets in the recent soap that I'm making. So I always try to make sure that I get like a brush or something or my fingernail and make sure that everything is out. Okay, so I think that's all of my tools. I am gonna get my ice bath ready. So I'm gonna fill that up really quick. Okay, so going to wipe these down because they are still a little wet from me washing them this morning. And I just want to make sure that I don't have any leftover specks in there from my last soap making, because that has happened before. Okay, that one's good. I'm going to turn that one upside down. Soap. Here we go. Okay. So that one, and then my utensils. But whenever I make a batch of soap, I always make sure that I wash and dry my utensils before using them. Just even though I washed them the day before, I still just want to make sure that they're really, really clean. Okay. And my stick blender. This one's always a tough one to clean because soap gets stuck like underneath the blades, and there's like a, I don't know if you can see it, but like this part right here, this like, I don't know what you call that. The soap always gets stuck under there, and then that's when the leftover soap gets in the recent soap that I'm making. So I always try to make sure that I get like a brush or something, or my fingernail, and make sure that everything is out. Okay, so I think that's all of my tools. And I'm gonna get my ice bath ready. Okay, so now I'm adding my oils, and I use 4 oils in my soaps. Let's see, I'm gonna put my gloves on first. And look, I got nails! This is the first time I've had fake nails on in so long, and they're cat eye. They are so cute. I'm still getting used to doing stuff with them, since I haven't had like nails on, especially these long ones. I've grown my natural nails out pretty long before, but it's just different having like fake nails on. That's pretty. Anyway, so I use, let me see, this one. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one instead. I use 4 oils in my soap. The first is my coconut oil, and as mentioned before, I am running out, so I might need to substitute the rest of the oils with with another one. Okay, so let's see. And the benefits for coconut oil is, you know, it removes dirt, it has a natural antibacterial and antifungal benefit, as well as treating acne and eczema. Obviously, it's not a miracle worker, but it helps, you know, it helps. Okay, so that was it for my coconut oil. I'm going to substitute the rest with, let's see, I think I'm going to do the rest with palm oil. And then palm oil, this oil is actually highly moisturizing, you know, as well as all the oils that I use. But this one actually protects the skin barrier. So that's why I like to use this one. Let's see. I like to use this one in my soaps. But like I said, all of the oils and milks that I use help with moisturizing your skin. And I like doing that, or using oils like that, because I naturally have really dry skin, especially now because I'm on a medication that dries my skin out very, very badly. So let me see, almost done. I try to put in oils that will benefit my skin as well as others, because I know a lot of other people suffer with having dry skin. And you know, it's winter. Being in Utah, it's so dry. Like, I can't express how dry it is out here in the winter. That's why I'm like so looking forward to the spring, and you know, encouraging spring to come faster, especially with my spring collection. So I'm just like, spring, please come, because I cannot deal with with the dryness or the snow anymore, even though I know we need it. It's just, I'd rather have rain than snow, but you know, I can't complain. I can't complain as long as I get to stay inside while it's snowing or raining and doing soaps or doing something else with my day, you know, loving my animals, hanging out with my family. But yeah, I do try to prioritize putting in moisturizing oils, just as emphasized again that I have very dry skin. Okay, so since I had to substitute some of the coconut oil in with palm oil, I'm just gonna use the same oil again and just refill it. Let's see. And I am trying to expand my expertise in oils. I'm not too sure what oils I want to use because, you know, all of them are good, but like I said, I am very insecure with my skin, especially because I have acne, and so that's why I like to use castor oil and coconut oil, is because it kind of reduces the redness in the face and inflammation. It has anti-inflammatory agents in it. So I try to do my research in certain oils. Obviously, I can't make everyone happy, but as long as I know that I can help some people with their skin and make them feel happy with their skin or with themselves, you know, I think it makes my day, and that's why I keep, you know, trying to make soaps and just to encourage myself. But yeah, I'm currently trying to figure out what other oils I want to use, or even butters. I've heard that shea butter is supposed to be really good for your skin. Very moisturizing, very soothing to the skin and to the lips. That's why I put it in my chapsticks. But okay, so that was the coconut and palm oil, and now let's see. I'm gonna get my castor oil, and this oil helps with irritated skin to soothe it, as well as lifting the dirt and impurities while keeping the skin conditioned. So another good oil that I like to put in my soaps, and for good reason too. So third oil going in, putting a little bit at a time. Thank you. Still a little too much. Threw away my paper towel to wipe off the excess oil. Don't know why I did that. Okay, it's a little better to wipe off the oil first so my hands don't get all oily. Okay, so that was the castor oil. Over here. Castor oil, which is the third oil that I put in my soaps. Get the rest of the oils out. Make sure I try to get every little drop. But I think for my spring collection, I don't think I'm gonna have a lot of color, I guess, into it, because I couldn't really find the colors that I really liked and thought matched the name of the scent or the name that I gave the soap. So unfortunately, I think all of them are going to be the color the milk gives it, which isn't bad, but I think just for me, I like everything perfect. And so when I imagine a certain image in my head and it doesn't come out like that, I get very disappointed in myself. But I know a lot of people are very kind of like skin informative in a way, that they don't really like a lot of ingredients in their soaps. And I mean, I don't know what ingredients that they put into the colorant to make it the way that it looks. And so I just try to keep reminding myself that, you know, maybe without having colorant in it will be better for your skin, I guess. Not saying that the soaps that have colorant in them aren't good for your skin, but again, like I said, I don't know what ingredients that they put into it to make it the color that it is. So, you know, I just try to remind myself of that, because I don't want to be too disappointed, because when I get discouraged so badly, I just don't want to do it at all. And obviously this is how I want to support myself, so I can't really give up on something that I hope in the future will be my full-time job. So I'm just like, I just try to stay positive, you know, but you can only make so many people happy. But I think it's just an aesthetic thing, honestly, to have color in it. But it's okay. It's okay. It'll be okay, you know. It's just to be pleasing for the eyes. But the soap still works. It's not doing anything to it if I don't add it in, or if I do. So it's just me, you know, having high expectations for myself. But that was the olive oil I just put in. The olive oil actually has antioxidant protection in it, as well as those who struggle with eczema and psoriasis. And this oil is actually recommended for babies because it's that sensitive to the skin, and it actually can reduce the appearance of wrinkles, as well as encourages skin rejuvenation. So yes, those are the four oils that I put into my soaps. Okay, so the 4 oils are in the bowl, and I'm just giving them a little mix before I cover them, so nothing gets into them. Okay, giving the 4 oils a little mix. Okay, that should be good. But I am hoping to get more coconut oil today so I can make more soaps today or Sunday. Saturday is going to be a pretty busy day for me, so I don't think I'm going to be able to make soaps at all Saturday. But hopefully, I'm really hoping I can get more coconut oil, as well as restock on olive oil as well, because it looks like I am running low and I don't want to run out, especially with having 12 soaps to make. So we'll see how that goes. But covering this so nothing gets into it, and then putting it off to the side so I can start on my milk and lye solution. I think I took them out a little too early, so they started to unthaw, but I put them in the freezer hoping that they wouldn't be too milky, but it still looks like they're gonna be liquidy, so I'm gonna have to get my spatula and scrape some of the leftover, push them out. I really like these ice cube trays because you can see that I already broke the ice cube tray by trying to twist it, but when I push these ice cubes out, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna put those to the side. Actually, I'm gonna put them back in the freeze. Okay, so I'm going to measure my lye, and once I measure my lye, I think I'm gonna pull them back out. Okay, I'm gonna tar that, put my lye. I keep it in a bag because I just want to be extra safe and cautious, because lye is a super dangerous chemical to use. That's why I have my soaps cure for 3 to 4 weeks until they can be used. And it's not only that, but it's also because the lather wouldn't be as good if I didn't let it cure for the 3 to 4 weeks. So let's see. Measuring my lye, just adding a little bit at a time because I'm almost there. Okay, now, well, unfortunately the milks weren't in there for too long, but I think I'm done with my scale. So I'm going to put it to the side, get my milks out of the freezer, put it to the side, get my ice bath. So the reason I freeze my milk and put the mixture in an ice bath is because the lye can get so hot that it'll scorch the milk. And although I did put it in ice cubes, I just want to be extra safe because no one wants to see scorched milk in their soap. That's like a soap maker's nightmare. But let's see if I can pop these out because they are starting to liquefy. I might need to get my spoon, my spatula, stab it in there. But if you look at the bottom of the ice cube tray, you can see that it's like different colors from the ice cubes. But that's because it's supposed to make it easier to push the ice cubes out. But since I waited for them to unthaw almost to liquid, let's see, it's a little bit harder to get them out. But that's just my fault. Let's see, on this side. This one's so close to falling out. Just needs a little encouragement. Okay, well, that was really all that I could get out of them. So, scrape off the extra milk. Okay, so as I was saying before, the lye can get so hot that it will scorch the milk. And so I try to be as safe as I can and make sure that it doesn't. And that's why I put it in an ice bath as well. Even with distilled water, I think you would still want to put it in an ice bath because either way, the lye will make the solution hot. And I've been trying to decide if I want to use distilled water as well, or just stick to goat milk, or just milks in general, because although I am making it my own, it's still, the distilled water I think is kind of, I don't know, like drying to the skin, because just, I don't know, whenever you use water to wash your hands, it's still going to dry your skin out no matter what you do. And I find it with the milks, it just moisturizes your skin a whole lot better than using distilled water. I'm not putting those down who do use distilled water, but just for me, I like making or using milks better than water. Oh, one of my ice cubes fell out. I think I noticed that. I just put in the last of my lye. I normally try to mix it for about another 10-15 minutes just to make sure that the lye is all dissolved in the milk. It's a little hard to determine if the lye is all gone because, as you can see, it's not clear. So I can't really tell if all the lye is dissolved. So I just go in again for another 10-15 minutes to make sure that it's gone, because I really don't want to leave any leftover lye because that can cause some serious damage to the skin. Then I think I determine when it's all gone is because the milk will start to become thicker. It's more of a like water paste right now, but when I believe the lye is all gone, it starts to become more of a pudding texture to it. So it's still not there yet, so I'm going to continue stirring until I can see the texture change, and then put it with my oil mixture. Okay, it's starting to thicken up now. And normally I try to put it on the sides to make sure, and like scoop the bottom to make sure that there's no leftover lye in it. And I'm not seeing any, so I think I'm gonna put it in the oil mixture. I'm just gonna give it a few more stirs just to be sure. Okay, so I think that's good enough for making sure that the lye is out. I'm going to take it out of my ice bath, and then take the covering I have on my oils off. Scooch it up this way. There we go. A few more mixings. Just dump it right in there. I have to hold it awkwardly so I can scrape the sides. Good. Okay, I'm going to give this mixture a little mix just so it's easier for my stick blender to emulsify it. Okay, should be good. Tap off the rest and spike it on the sides. So now I'm gonna go in and first plug in my blender. It's not gonna do me any good if it's not plugged in. Plug it in. Twist it on. Okay. So before I mix it, as in turning on my stick blender, I'm gonna burp it just to make sure that all of the air bubbles under the dome shape of it are all out. Okay, so now I'm going to start emulsifying it. once I have it on for so long, I just mix it by hand. And then I take out my blender, and then, I don't know if you can see, but when I just pulled it out, you can see little lines on top of the soap. That's called the light trace, and that's about the time when I like to put in my scent. So, as mentioned before, I'm going to use my coconut sandalwood and amber scent. This one is, let me smell it. This one is a little potent, so I'm just going to put in half of it. That should be good. And then I am going to use a colorant for this one, a white colorant. However, this one is a little glittery, and it is a powder, so I think it's going to be a little bit harder for me to mix it in. So let me see if I can open it. It's kind of like a white color. So I think I'm going to mix it just enough for the soap or the scent to be mixed in all of there. And I took it out, so I gotta burp it again, and then let me mix it really quick. So it should be enough for the scent to be mixed in. Okay, I'm just gonna scrape off the sides so I get all of that soap. And then scoop the inside of it as well. Make sure I get all of that in there. I don't want to waste any of that. Okay. Just going to give it a quick stir again before I put in. I actually think I'm going to use this spatula because this one is a little bit bigger. You can already see it thickening up, so I gotta hurry and put in my colorant in there. Okay, I'm just gonna put some soap on top of it so it doesn't splatter all over me. Yeah, go down. Okay. Hopefully it turns white. Sometimes the colorants don't really take because of how powerful the goat's milk or the coconut milk is in it. It's just the fats in the milk just makes it a little harder for the soap to take. So that's why some of my soaps look a little bit lighter in color. So it doesn't look like it's taking. I might need to go back with my stick blender and blend it in. The sides. I like this spatula better, this red one, because it's bendable. It's very bendy. And so with my other ones, I can't really scrape the sides as well. You see, you can definitely see the difference between the purple and this red one. So I just want to make sure that I scrape the bottom, because the reason it might not be taking either is because it's on the bottom. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think this color took very well, but usually in the freezer it takes better, which I have no idea why. But I don't think I'm gonna blend it. There's a whole lot of mixing when it comes to soap making. Okay, looks like all the colorant is mixed in there properly. I just hope when it freezes overnight it takes better, but we'll see. It's okay if it doesn't. Okay. I'm gonna put that up here, throw these away, move some stuff around so I can get my mold. I was actually telling my mom, so these mold frames come with the bottom. I don't know if you can see, come with the bottom. This bottom actually fell out, and it was easier for me to push the soap out of the mold. So I think I might take all of the bottoms out of the wood frame, just in case I put something on top of the soap. It'll be easier for me to take it out of the mold instead of, you know, putting it upside down, because some of the tops, yeah. I'm going to take the rest of the frames that I have with the bottoms still intact. I'm gonna take the bottoms off just so it's easier for me to take them out, because when they are in the freezer overnight, they're freezing. They're cold, so I don't really want to touch them for too long. So I hope me taking the bottom out will make it easier for me to take them out so I don't have to hold them as long. Okay, so I just scooped some soap in the bottom of my mold, just because it's easier to pour it in without the mold like going all weird and then the soap falling in the frame. So it looks like I did wait too long to pour it in the mold, so I might need to get my spoon and just scoop the rest out. Yeah, it's starting to solidify now, which isn't bad. It's just harder to put it in the mold. Just get the majority of it out, and then I'm going to go back in with my spatula and scrape the sides. Okay, seems like I could get most of it out. So I'm just going to put it side to side and slam it down on my countertop to make sure I get all of the air bubbles out. I want to make sure I get it pretty well this time, so what happened to my silver leaf soap doesn't happen to this one. Get it even. Okay, I don't see any more bubbles popping out, so I'm going to do the wood thing's coming apart. There we go. Going to wipe down the sides with a paper towel. I'm just kind of upset with myself that I waited so long, so now it's going to be a little uneven. Okay, seems to be what it's going to be like. Okay, now I'm going to wipe it out again. And then I am going to check on my other soap, my Honey Infusion and my Silver Leaf, and see if they are room temperature, to see if I can cut them today. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a fork, and then do a cute little design with it. I just don't know what to do. I guess I can do like little rainbow looking things.
Can you grab me that bag? Not the Hobby Lobby one, but the other one right next to it. Yep.
Okay. Now, flip over and do the same to this side.
How would you do that?
That's my tropical resin soap. Cute little design. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but that's it. So this is gonna go in the freezer overnight, and I'll take it out and do the same thing as I did with my honey infusion soap and silver leaf. Take it out of the freezer, let it sit at room temperature for a few hours, and then check up on it every 2, just to make sure that I can cut it that day. Okay, you guys, so these are the 2 soaps that I made yesterday. So this one, let's see if I can grab it. This one is the oatmeal milk and honey soap, which is called honey infusion. I put like oats on top of it. Then this one is my eucalyptus mint soap. I forgot the name of it. But those are the other 2 soaps that I made yesterday. I'm planning on making another one today, but I'm hoping that I can take these out of the molds, let them sit at room temperature for at least a few hours, and then cut them today. There we go. Okay. So, and these do need to cure for about 3 to 4 weeks. So since I did start the spring launch collection a little later in the week, I think I might need to push the launch day at least a week, just because I do want these to be safe for you guys to use, and I don't want to rush the curing process. Because if I do, the lye won't be safe to use on your skin. So this one should be done the 19th of March, if I'm calculating that right. Look, you can see the oats in it. Oh my gosh. And then obviously on top. Okay, so I'm gonna get another paper towel so I can just set it on there and then put it away. Yeah, see, this one's ready to come out too. This one is the eucalyptus mint soap. I did try to put a little bit of green colorant in there, but it's not the green that I want it to be. It's more like a gray green, if that makes sense. So, yes, those are going to be sitting in my room at room temperature for a few hours until I feel like it's not as cold. Because if I try to cut it when they're cold, it can break my soap cutter, and I don't want that to happen. So yeah, hopefully I can cut these soon today. But these were the ones that I did yesterday though, so, and I think they came out pretty cute. Usually when I cut them, sometimes I get 12 bars, because these are called loaves right now. So I usually get 12 bars when I cut them. Or normally get 11 actually, but sometimes I get like a small 12, and I'm planning on selling those as samples. I'm actually thinking of getting some little cute bags to put the little like smaller cuts in there for sample bags, as well as making a bundle and putting in all my soap bars, and getting all of the ones that I have in stock and selling those. But I do need to find a box big enough for all of my soaps. But that's definitely a future plan.